Hello, welcome to Winning Mondays, everyone, with KW Malaysia. My name is Mariah, and I'm the Regional Training Coordinator here. Just want to welcome everybody on Zoom. Hello, hello. And also on Facebook Live. Hello to everybody over there. Thank you for joining us today. We have a great show ready. Yeah. How's everyone feeling this morning? How's everyone doing? I'm personally feeling like happy and energetic on the inside, but like tired on the outside. Did you all have enough sleep this weekend? I had a really fun weekend. I went to Singapore for all these dance classes. It was super fun, but I didn't get a lot of sleep. So I apologize if my bags are a little bit bigger. And I understand that now they're playing this is being broadcast in Reapfield HQ on the big screen. So I apologize for my face being like so big. It's very embarrassing. Anyway, hello everyone. Welcome, welcome. So now I know last week I talked about how there's only 4 weeks until Chinese New Year. So I'm guessing this is now only 3 weeks left. It's very soon, guys. We have 3 weeks to like hustle and get our all new listings in, new buyers. Let's make some business this morning, everyone. Yeah, and on this topic, we have a great guest. We're going to be talking about getting exclusive listings with a great guest. But before that, before I bring him on, I'm going to run a quick poll just to warm everybody up to the topic. All right, where is my poll? Here we go. Okay, here's the poll. Okay, for those who cannot see the screen, and then I'll just say it out loud. Okay, number one, how many percentage of your listings are exclusive? Choices are none, less than 1/4, about half, or all or nearly all. So how many percentage of your listings are exclusive? Yeah, just take a random estimation. No need to be so precise. And the second question is, exclusive is king, yay or nay? We want to hear your opinion on this because this is the name of our topic today. What's your opinion about exclusive? Is this the big thing that everybody wants? Is this like the gold standard or what? Or is it like overhyped? Let's hear your opinions. Ooh, I love seeing all the answers coming in. I get all the behind the scenes. I can see everything popping up. It's very exciting. Yeah. Yeah, but so this is a good topic. So also I want you guys, as we have a very, very special guest, please get ready your questions. We will have time for Q&A also on this topic. If you have questions about the laws around exclusive, if you have questions about, the anything you have, actually, anything you want to ask, maybe not too long of like some crazy case summary, but any short questions. We have a very good guest who can answer all those detailed yes, like detail-oriented questions, and he will know all about the regulations and the laws in Malaysia on this topic. So get your questions ready. Okay, so we have a few, maybe I'll just wait another 10 seconds for you to finish up the poll. Again, how many percentage of your listings are exclusive? Either none or less than 1/4, maybe about half, or all or nearly all. And second question is, exclusive is king, yay or nay? Okay, with that, I will end the poll. 3, 2, 1. Let's stop the poll. Okay, let's look at the results. This is your reward for clicking on the poll. You get to see the results. Okay, so most people said less than 1/4. Interesting, very interesting. 54% said less than 1/4. Yeah, and the next one is all or nearly all. 23% said all or nearly all. That's the second most popular answer. And then after that was about half, and also none were like 15%, 8%. But that's interesting. About most people have less than 1/4. And whether or not exclusive is king, your opinion is 91% said yes. 91% said yes, exclusive is king. Okay, very interesting. Okay, I'm going to close this for now, and I will bring on our guest. Okay, let's welcome Mr. Tan Kian An. Hello, welcome, welcome, welcome. This is
Hello. Good
good
morning,
morning.
Mariah. Good
Yeah,
morning,
good morning.
everyone.
For those who don't know, they should know. Anyone who's maybe you just joined the industry and you don't know who this is the president of MIEA for 2023 to 2025. So he's a very busy man and a very important man. So thank you so much for your time, especially giving it to us this morning, Ken On. Yeah, do you want to, but for those who don't know, maybe you want to share a little bit more than just that you're the president. Could you share with us some of your background?
Yeah, hi. Morning again, Mariah, and all refill friends here. Yeah, like Mariah said, my name is Kian, and I'm the current president of MIEA. And prior to this, I've been in the real estate for almost like since 2009 or something, 2010. So like
Okay,
13, 14 years, something like that. And prior to this, I used to work and live in, those of you who do not know me, I used to work and I live in Melbourne for about 5 to 6 years. And I used to practice I was a licensed estate agent in Melbourne as well. And
right,
yeah, but I focus a lot. When I was in Malaysia, I do a lot of corporate and commercial properties. But in Australia, I focus a lot on residential properties. So when you wanted me to share something about exclusive, that is something that we practice a lot in Australia, which hopefully I can share some of the uh, things that we used to do in Australia, how we manage exclusive, how we get exclusive, something that we used to do it a very, very, how you call it, it's very common in Australia. Yeah, but of course
right,
there are
right,
few
right,
few
right.
things. Yeah, there are few things that make that. So I think along the way we will share some of these
Okay,
factors and stories. Yeah, that's a little bit
cool.
about me.
Great,
Yep.
thank you. So we'll get a bit of perspective on Malaysia and also on Australia, which is always nice to hear from other places. We get a new perspective, new ideas. It's awesome. Thank you so much. I'm just realizing I want to give a shout out also to QG Realty. Congratulations on opening your new location and all that. And yeah, hello to everyone who's on the call from QG Realty. Okay, so on that, yeah, let's get started. I'm just gonna, for those also, let's just clarify what does it mean to get exclusive? Maybe you can just share that basic in case there's somebody who doesn't even know what this means.
Yeah. Uh, yeah, I hope because I'm still in the luxury of my home. I think there's some drillings in my neighbor. I hope they
Oh, I
didn't
cannot
distract. I hope you all
hear.
don't hear it. Yeah.
No,
But anyway,
sorry. Yeah, okay.
yeah, so it's all good. Yeah. So yeah, I know there are some newbies or there are some experienced people in the chat room. And it's quite interesting to see the poll that
Yeah,
there are
yeah.
about 23% of them says that most of their listings or almost all of their listings are exclusive, which is something that uh, we will share along the way, whether it's good or bad. But when you talk about what do you mean by exclusive, I think just for the benefit of like what Mariah you said, those of you are not familiar what is exclusive. Exclusive is exclusive means the vendor or your landlord or your client, we call it, who appoints you, they appoint you as the only, what you call, agent to market their property. So you are the only agent, and usually they will give you a period of time. It could be depending 6 weeks, 2 months, 3 months, or even 6 months, depending on what kind of property that you're going to market. And they will give you a period of a time frame to market the property. And in this period of appointment, we call, let's say 3 months, they appoint you for 3 months to market the property. You are the exclusive agent, and they will not appoint any other agent,
Mm,
and they will not sell the property on their own. And if in the event that the vendor sell the property to their friends or their neighbors on their own, or they appoint another agent to sell the property, technically they are supposed to pay you as well because you are the
okay.
exclusive agent. Yeah, yeah. That's
Right.
how the definition is. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you. That's very clear. So what would you say are the advantages of this? Like securing an exclusive listing like that?
Okay. I think there are a few things we need to look at it. Of course, uh, let me share a little bit of. I have some notes that I've done.
Okay, sure.
Yeah, I just share some. I know that there are a lot of uh, questions that I'll just pick up some of the slides and you say that what are the advantages for having a exclusive listing. When we say advantage, we look at two views. Number one is what is the advantage for us as an agent, okay?
Mm.
And what is the advantage for us, I mean, for the, what do you call, vendor. So when we do exclusive, it's important for us to know, what is the advantage to us, or is it the advantage to the vendor? So if we look at into the advantage of like what you said,
Sorry, do you wanna put
agents,
it on presentation mode? Yeah.
yeah, let me see. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry.
can you see it?
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, of course, the advantage to the agent is, of course, ease of management is one thing, because you are the
Okay.
only agent, and there's no distraction from other agents, in terms of bringing the customers, or customers having a choice to negotiate with another agent. So that comes back to the point that when you have better control in negotiation, right? So of course,
Okay.
lack of distraction, right? That means you don't have to worry about other agents coming in to undercut you, and there's no competition from the other agents. And of course, the other thing is effective in communication, in the sense that you are the one who is going to negotiate directly with the vendor. And
Mm.
this also allows you to prioritize and focus on your listing, because having an exclusive listing is indirectly, how do I say it? Is indirectly giving you the pressure, in the sense that, uh, yeah, the vendor is going to rely on you.
I
Yeah.
like that. I like that.
Yeah. And you are giving yourself a pressure. But the good thing is that they will rely on you, they will communicate with you, so you will know a lot of information of what the vendor wants, all these things. But of course, on the other side, side of the coin is there'll be a lot of stress, all these things, yeah, which we will share on later. Then of course, if you want to do a co-agency, you will be in better control, right? So that
Right.
the other agents will only deal to you. Of course, they will be guaranteed a fee within a period. Let's say if it's 3 months, if the property is going to be sold in these 3 months, you're quite assured of your fee. And of course, for a vendor to appoint you as an exclusive, there must be a level of trust, or certain, what do you call, confidence from the buyer, I mean from the seller, to appoint you that. And like I said, there'll be a lot of communication, a lot of transparency, so in and out about this transaction. So basically, these are some advantages of having the listing. So I assume you're asking the advantage for the agent, because if you talk about
Um,
advantages for the vendor, there could be another, uh,
yeah, that's a great thing. I
yeah,
like this actually. I think this is good to mention. Uh,
yeah.
yeah, I know I didn't think to ask this question earlier, but yeah, this is a good question. Let's talk
Okay,
about that, because that's how we
I'll
can
talk.
uh
Yeah.
educate our sellers, right? Our
Yes, yes.
vendors.
Because when we talk about exclusive, a lot of agents fail to understand as you need to understand why is the exclusive important to your client, not so much for you, because we all know it's important and we want the business. But if you can understand why is it important to your client, you will know how to what do you call, their expectation, how to manage their expectation, and how to get the listing, the exclusivity. So you need to understand what is the advantage. Of course, like I said, the advantage to the vendor is they would have a genuine working relation with one agent, instead of having a lot of agents dealing with them. Some agents are giving them a lot of different opinion, and they might get confused. And of
Yeah.
course, advantage is to get the highest possible price, because
Okay.
I always share this. If you have a lot of agents, buyers can choose, and normally buyers will choose the cheapest agent, the price, the cheapest. I mean, the cheapest agent himself, price. And I always tell the vendor, the client, is that, do you want the first customer, or do you want the best customer? So this is one thing that we need to
Ah,
understand. Of course, you bring in quality offers, rather than like you have a lot of agents. Normally, the agents, you have a lot of agents, they will not negotiate for you. They'll bring in whatever offer they will have, because they just want to close the deal. And the first agent is the agent that closes the deal, so they will not negotiate all these things on you. And of course, being a things of vendor, you eliminate a lot of time wasting and hassle of a viewing appointment. You leave aside emotion. You leave emotion aside during the negotiation. Why I like to share this? Probably I'll just elaborate a little bit longer on that. Because sometimes when you are personally a vendor, when you negotiate with your buyer, you have a lot of emotion. So especially when you deal with your friends, you deal with your neighbors, you deal with someone you know, and they want to haggle your price, and sometimes you feel obligated and you don't know how to say no to them, So an agent will actually help you to filter your emotion. And the agent has no attachment to your friends or this and said, if I'm going to sell 1 million, that's the price for my vendor, right? But if you are the vendor yourself, you feel obligated to give some discounts to your friends or this thing. Yeah, then of course, less distraction and feeling safe in the sense that especially when you are doing viewing, some owner feel unsafe, having viewing appointments, things like that. And
Right.
of course, yeah, easier collaboration control, avoid competition from agents. And sometimes a lot of us, the vendor will not know. If you have a lot of agents putting advertisements on your billboard or having a lot of agents to sell property, you're either telling them that it's difficult to sell, or you're desperate to sell, or your property is overpriced. That's why you need a lot of agents to help you to sell all these. So these are some advantages to the vendor. So you need to tell why is it important for you to have one agent instead of a few agents.
Right,
So
right, right.
I think we need to understand from that angle as well.
Yeah. I like, yeah, you mentioned about you can have a problem, sorry, of many, you will get multiple offers from like maybe the same buyer could go to different agents, right? And then try to play them against each other as well, right? Yeah, does that happen sometimes?
Yeah, I believe it does, because buyers are also shoppers. They they like to call one agent and you give them a price. They will not feel how do I say? Being a buyer, you will not just call one agent and you just agree on the price.
Right, you'll be
You probably
curious.
want to
Oh,
know.
try another agent and see what
Yeah,
happens.
yeah, and you call an agent to make sure that that price is the right price. So most of your buyers will do that. So you are giving them an opportunity to shop around
Right,
if you have a
right.
lot of agents. Yeah.
Yeah. I like, what was that line you said? You will tell your buyer, your seller, do you want the first buyer or the best buyer?
Yeah, do you
Right?
want the first buyer, the best buyer? Because if you have a lot of agents, the agents will, the moment an offer comes in, the agent will not say, "Oh, let me have another buyer to see whether are they going to offer a better price?" Because most of the agents said that if I'm not going to bring this offer, that buyer is going to call another agent
Oh,
and
right.
make an offer to the other agent. So I wouldn't want to lose this buyer.
Got it. Got it.
So yeah, so that is the issue. When you have too many agents, they will compare, and you don't want to lose this. It's just like imagine you go to, if you buy a handphone, you go to a shopping mall which has 10 handphone outlets selling the handphone,
Okay.
and you go to the first shop, they will not let you go to another shop. So they would want you to stay on, things like that. So the agents who normally do that say, hey, you don't have to call another agent. Let me get the best price for you. And the best price is for the buyer, not for the vendor.
Yeah, I get it. I get it.
Yeah,
So
yeah,
the vendor will lose out in this aspect if there's too many agents working on his deal.
yeah,
Yeah. I think this is such a big thing to educate the public in, that I think they don't understand. They just think more agents are better. What more agents I can
yeah.
get more buyers, but it actually backfires, right?
Nah, you're giving them a choice to shop around. Yep,
Interesting. Interesting.
yep.
Very cool. Okay, all right. So in that case, I mean, since we can see so many advantages and all that, okay, so I mean, why do people say exclusive is king? What is your opinion on this? Do you think it's king?
uh, how would I say? Yes and no.
Okay.
Let me share with you
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Educate
a
us.
few
Educate
things.
us.
Yeah, a lot of us like exclusive, but not many. Even getting an exclusive is hard, but it's not that hard if you can tell your vendor a good story of why you should be given exclusive.
Right.
And yeah, it's not that hard. But the thing is, the managing is the difficult part, because I always that's what I learned when I was in Australia. I learned one thing. In Australia, the agents, most 90% of the listings are exclusive,
Okay.
right? Of course, there's a reason behind that, right? One of the main reason being is that the vendor in Australia actually pay for the advertisement. So that's one thing that I wouldn't want to touch about in Malaysia, because in Malaysia is I think it's almost no way you can get your advertising fee from your vendor, right?
Okay.
So
Okay.
we bear all of that. So let's talk about that first. And when I was there, whenever we do a listing presentation to the vendor, even if the vendor wanted to appoint us as an exclusive, there are few factors we look into, because we do not want to take an exclusive and after spending all the time and effort, we realize that it's not selling, and you wasted 2 to 3 months of your time marketing something
Okay.
that you cannot sell. So the first thing is we always look at is I learned from my friends in Australia. He told me that if you have 80 to 90% chance of selling this property, you take that exclusivity. If you do not have more than 80% chance of selling this property, then you may not want to take the exclusive, because you're going to spend your time, you're going to spend your effort, especially in Malaysia, you're going to spend your advertisement money. So if
Right.
you take a listing that cannot sell, you're going to waste your advertisement money, you're going to waste your viewing presentation, you're going to waste your all the time selling something that's it's not going to sell. So when you said about selling the property, the few factors, number one is price. A lot of time when the vendor give you an exclusive, let's say the market is 1 million, they will ask you, Mariah, I'm going to give you exclusive, but you sell to me for 1.5 lah, 1.5
Okay.
million.
Okay.
I'm going to give you exclusive. But now your problem is, can you sell at the price?
Yeah. So I
Number
need to
two,
go and
yeah,
research whether 1.5
yeah.
is actually a sellable price or not.
Correct. So a
Okay.
lot of agents in Malaysia, because when you're not familiar with the market, you just get a listing because you want to get an exclusive without knowing that this property is way above market price. And
Ah,
yeah,
I see. So you
you're
might end
just
up
going to waste
like
your time.
you feel excited you got the exclusive, but in the end, it just
Yeah,
causes you more stress and more headache,
correct.
and then you waste your money. Wow.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there's a caveat, not always it's king, but also not only at the right price.
Yeah. If is king, if I mean, uh, there are a few ways you can look at it also, because sometimes having an exclusive listing, you need to have a strategy. You don't want to have an exclusive listing, one in Shah Alam, one in Puchong, one in
Ah,
Cheras, one in
okay.
Gombak, one in scattered all over. If you want to do it right, if you need to have exclusive, it's good that you have in your what we call a farming area, your geographical area, so that every time people drive around, they'll see a banner. So it gives you a good branding in your area. So sometimes having an exclusive listing doesn't mean that I'm not saying I'm not advising this, but sometimes we get a lot of exclusive listing. It doesn't mean we need to sell all. We just want to build our presence in the market so that you can have 10 exclusive listings. Probably 7 can sell, the other 3 you can't sell. But you just want to put it there so that people will drive around and see that you're the exclusive agent, that your banners is all over there. So it's also another marketing tool that you can use. Like I
Right.
know if you like to do a lot of open house. Some people do open house, their intention is not to sell the house. I mean, not saying not to sell the house. They want to sell the
Yeah.
house, of course, but they know it's not to sell. But they want to do an open house so that people around the neighborhood can see your presence there, that you're always there. Whether you sell or don't sell it, they know you're there. So sometimes they use this as a marketing tool to brand
Right.
yourself. So it really depends how you want to use this exclusive listing. Some they are using it for marketing tools. Some they are using it to sell, things like that. So there are a few ways we look at
So,
it.
so
Yeah.
this exclusive thing can also be a strategic thing, like you're saying, just to market
Yes.
and get your banners out there. Very interesting. There's a lot of aspects to
Yeah.
consider.
I'm just sharing you. If you go to a supermarket, for example, Coke. the supermarket can only sell 100 bottles of Coke a month, let's say, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But they are having 500 bottles on the shelf. So you'll be asking, why you want to have 500 bottles on the shelf when you only can sell 100? The
Okay.
reason is I want to put 500 there so that when people walk through the aisle, people can see that, wow, there are a lot of Coca-Cola here. You must be the number one brand in the shop. But it doesn't mean I'm going to sell 500. It's similar exclusive. You can have 10, but you may only sell 6 or 7. But when people walk around the area, they see only your brand in the area.
Right.
Yeah.
So we need to take advantage of the human psychology of all our
Yeah.
buyers and sellers. Cool. Very cool. Okay, so then how about the topic of the commission rate? So do we need to get that 3%? How important is it to actually get exclusive with the 3%, get the full commission, or what's your opinion on this?
I always say this. The reason, how do I put this in word? The reason you get exclusive is because you want to get 3%.
Oh, okay. So
Don't get an exclusive and you ask for a 1%, right? Because yeah, so because you're going to do it a lot of work in this exclusive thing, you're going to put in a lot of time, effort, and all this thing. And you need to tell your seller why he should pay 3%. Because if you give me an exclusive, what do you expect from me? Number one, you're going to expect me to most of the time is the expectation is you're going to handle from A to Z everything. You're going to take over all my problem. And one of the biggest point is that I'm going to help you to get the highest price, the best price. So if you get an agent who can sell you for, let's say if you have 10 agents and you only can sell for 1 million and you're going to pay that agent 2%, let's say. But if you have an exclusive agent, you will expect 1.1 example, right? And when you expect 1.1, it is okay to pay 3% because end of the day, you are still getting more. So sometimes I like to use this word, Mr. Vendor, the cheapest agent may be the most expensive agent because the agent will sell for you 1 million, you pay him 2%. But having an exclusive agent, you want to get the best price. So you may end up 1.1, but you are paying 3% to the agent. So after the net, obviously, you are still getting more. So when you appoint me a Mr. Vendor, yes, exclusive, please maximize me, I mean, in the sense that because you're going to pay me 3%, please maximize my service so that you can get your commission is worth and your commission is working for you. So you need to have that kind of idea. The reason I get exclusive is because I want 3%. And I'm going to work very hard for you. I'm going to focus on you. I'm going to solve all your problems. I'm going to take all away your headache. And that's the reason why you pay me the 3%. So I hope all the agencies have that kind of mentality.
Wow, that's fantastic. Are you guys hearing this? Are you guys hearing all these scripts that Kian is just sharing out with you? I think if you didn't catch all, you can go back and listen to the recording and just write down all this script. You can use this to secure yourself these 3% exclusive listings. That's quite cool to convince your vendor, yeah, that you're gonna work hard for them. But then you better actually follow up and do the work. What? Don't just say, right?
Yeah. I just, if I have time, I just want to share this because I think it's something that
Go
I did
ahead.
it and I want to share. And I don't know whether I think probably I'll share this later on because let's focus on the question first because I don't want to be
Okay, sure,
jumping here
sure.
and there.
No,
but
it's good. I think it's
I
fine.
just feel I want to share because I think the key to exclusive or something like that. But yeah, let's go through the question first. You're asking something like, the 3%, right? So that's my take on that.
Right,
3%. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I like what you said too, is like the whole point of getting exclusive is to get 3%. You're like, please don't get exclusive for 1%. That's quite.
Yeah.
So there's an expectation that if you have exclusive, you're going to work harder. That's what I'm hearing from you. You should expect to work harder and your vendor should expect you to work harder. That's quite a good takeaway. Yeah. So, okay, so we're talking about there's also times when you don't want to have exclusive, you were saying, right? So if it's not the right price, or you were saying if you have all over the place, like you're getting exclusive in different locations all over, you can't it's not helping you to build your brand.
No.
Maybe it's not the
Yeah.
best idea. Is there anything, I want to just ask this question first. Yeah. Is there any other reasons why you maybe don't want to get exclusive?
Okay. I can share this if I'll just go a little bit back. Just give me a
Yeah.
second. Yeah, I just
Yeah.
go a little bit back because this falls back to let me see. This falls back to I shared this before. I think some of the review guys could have seen this.
Okay.
Some of I will always go back to the fundamental. For a negotiator and agent to get an exclusive, for the exclusive to work, you need to have these five elements. If not, your exclusive will not work. Yeah, I mean, I'm not saying it's
Okay.
not
Okay.
work. You're going to
Yeah.
suffer. Number one is you need to be a very GTA. We call it in Malaysia. We call it geographical target. It's a farming area. You need to focus in one area. You don't want to go like what you say, just scattered all over. If you are focusing in PJ SS2, for example,
Mm.
right? Make sure your listings are all in PJ SS2. And if you have three or four or five or 10 exclusive in PJ SS2, the good thing is that these are all interconnected anyway. So if you have in a good GTA, your focus area, your vendors are all in this area, okay? And you have the local knowledge in this area. That means you know the price, you know where the buyers are coming from, you know the area very well, you know what are the development, all these things. So you don't have to remember if you are having exclusive all over the place. You have to know about Cheras, you need to know about Shah Alam, you need to know. So you're not focused. So you need to have one focus. And if you have a lot of listing in one area, it builds your market share and builds your presence in the area. So people see that, oh, you're the what do you call so-called king of SS2 or you're the
Right.
champion
Right.
of SS2. So you want to be focused. And the good thing is that if you focus in one area, your buyers are targeting the same area. So your
Mm.
database should have buyers that are only interested in PJSS2, for example. So if you have a lot of listing there, your buyer will stick to you because if they don't like this particular house, you have an option for them. A lot of agents they lose buyers is because they after showing this listing, they do not have another similar listing in the area. So this gives
Ah.
opportunity to other agent, the buyers to go for other agent. So if you have listings in an area, you said, I have you, if you don't like this unit, I may have another unit for you, which is similar, an area that you want, the pricing that is similar to what you want, and a 4 bedroom that you want, because we have similar listing area. So you want to conquer the market. So that's where your market share and presence is there. So if you say that my market share is 70% in SS2, so if you look at the price transacted in JPPH or your NAPIC data or your bricks or whatever you call it, if there are 20 transactions in PJ SS2, and if you sold 7 of them, it shows that you are at least 30% market share in the area. And people know that you're always there because they see your banner, they see your advertisement. So when all this happen, the buyer or the vendor or the neighborhood people, they know who you are. They've seen your banner before, they recognize you, and they trust you because they've seen
Mm.
your face before, ma. You're always
Right.
there, your banner is always there, your name, Mariah, is there. People know who you are, they trust you. So they don't have the doubt on you. They don't have the afraid that you're a scammer, or they said, first you're saying that you are number one in SS2, but how come I never see you here before? How come
Yeah.
I never see
Makes
you say
sense.
anything? But you claim you're number one. Yeah. So you need to have the credential, you need to fall back in what you claim. So people trust you and you be authority in the area because whatever you say, people will believe because they will tell them that, look, that house I sold for 700,000 last month. This house belongs to Mr. Lee, he's with the blue car there, he sold for 850. That one sold for 790. So when you say something, people know that you have done the transaction, people know you know the market. So when you come to negotiation,
Mm.
people know you know something and they know that they can't bully you. The reason why a lot of agents says that the buyer bully you or whatever, because you don't have the information, you don't have the knowledge. So when people try to give you some fake number or whatever, you don't know. And people say that, how come you don't know the market when you say you're here? But if you have been there for years, you know that household for how much you can. No, I'm not saying you can challenge them. You can tell them, are you sure that you want to sell for 1 million? Because as far as I know, for the last 5 years I was here, the highest transaction was only 890,000. right? It was sold by me, never before sold by 1 million. So how do you get this figure 1 million, Mr. Vendor? So now your negotiation is there, and the vendor knows you know something, so he do not dare to board. No, I'm not trying to say bully you. He knows you know something, so he can't simply say something. So that is the thing. Then the last thing, your CRM. I always say this: you only take the exclusive listing when you know 80% you're going to sell it, and you don't get an exclusive listing just the sake of getting it. Good agents, when they get exclusive listing, they do not wait for people to call. A lot of us in Malaysia, the first time you get exclusive is the first thing you go is you do advertisement first. That is the biggest problem because you do advertisement, you're waiting for people to call you. Top agents, they already know I have a buyer looking at 1 million. I have a buyer looking at a 5-bedroom. I have a buyer looking for a double story in this area. If I get exclusive, I know where my buyer is going to come from. And I'm going to call them and invite them to the house and say, Mr. Buyer, remember you were looking for a house last 6 months. This is, are you still in the market looking at property? I have something that tick all your boxes and I would like you to come and see the house today before I advertise the house, the advertisement. Because if the moment I advertise this property, I guarantee you there'll be a lot of people interested in the property and I'm afraid that you might miss out again. So top agents, they go back to the database, they know the buyer is going to be in SS2 already. They call all these buyers and come and see before even they advertise. So if your database is all over the place and it's not strong, so chances are you are going to put advertisement and wait for people to call. And this is where your seller is going to give you pressure. They ask you, you told me you have already buyer, where are they? You say you're going to work very hard advertising, where are they? Already 3 days already, how come there's no appointment? It's already a week, is there any offer? So the stress is going to come. But if you bring buyers in before even the seller asks you, the seller knows that you have a strategy. Mr. Vendor, I think your exclusivity is not for fun. We already have a strategy. We know what we're going to do because I don't want to waste your time. I don't want to waste my time because you want to sell the property. I want to earn your commission. That's what we are here after, right? We are not here to waste your time and play, things like that. So if you can see from the angle, I'm sure your vendor can see it. So you will treat your exclusive listing differently.
Wow, that's awesome. More great scripts sharing there. I really appreciate that. Okay, I've noticed though in all your sharing, I mean you're sharing the best case scenario where like where the agent is fantastic, the agent has the knowledge, the agent already has the database, all of that. What would be your recommendation then for those like newer agents? They've only been they're only a few months in, not even 1 year. They don't have that big database yet. Should they not take exclusive, or what's your opinion about that?
I agree with you. When I started, it's the same thing. Now, building database takes time. Okay. So when the 5 points that I mentioned, some of those you can handle it yourself, like understanding the local knowledge. You don't need to wait 1 year to understand the market. You can drive around, you can Google the market price, the property price. You can do your own research, all these things. So sometimes I say, you are a new agent, you may not have experience. You say, oh, this agent is 20 years in the market, I'm new, how am I going to fight with him? I don't have a database, this person, I'm new, all these things. So experience, 20 years experience, database, you need time. So if you cannot fight them on that level, you have to fight them on another ground. So when you fight with them in your own, so I always tell people, numbers, knowledge, all these things is easy to get. So if you cannot fight them with experience, fight them with numbers. Impress your buyer and seller with numbers. Mr. Seller, do you know that this property for the last 5 years has appreciated for 20 years? 7 years ago, this house is 100,000. 2 years later, this house appreciated to 1 million. The rental yield is about 7%. Net is about 4%. And the transaction here has been, give them some numbers to impress them. Show them that you know the market. You said, yes, I may be new, right? But I know what to do. I know what's happening in the market. So, so you impress them in another way. So your seller will know that, though you're new, but you know where you know what to do, you know how to do, and you have a team of people who is experienced, is going to work with you, things like that. So you work along all these parameters. No point you go after things that you cannot control or things you don't have.
Right. So you're saying that okay, if you're new, you still can do something. Don't think you cannot, like, go out there, find out the information, go and research, become the expert of that area. You
Yeah.
can do that. You can do that right from scratch. So you say that they can still consider getting exclusive. They can still try. They can still try and start to build. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. So, okay, here's the question then. Since we saw that most, on the poll, right, most of the agents had only about 1/4 were exclusive. The 3/4, meaning most of them, 3/4 of their listing are not exclusive. Yeah, what do you think is the real challenge? Like, why are agents not doing it more? I mean, considering there's so many benefits, you're guaranteed, the commission if it gets sold. Like, there's so many good benefits, right? So why do you think they're not doing it? Is there a certain challenge that they're facing, or is it just too hard to get? What's your opinion on this? And yeah, any advice?
Uh, uh, two. I always look from two perspective. One is from the agent, him or herself. You can't get it. Not to say you can't. It's difficult. It's because you don't have the self-belief.
Okay.
You don't have the resources, or you do not know what to do. And even if you get exclusive also, like I said, some you do not know how to market. You don't know where to buy. You're not even confident in the listing. So
Mhm.
there could be something like that that's hindering. And a lot of agents do not know how to ask a 3%, because before they even ask for 3%, they already have the stigma is that, oh, the owner is going to shoot me down, and they're going to ask why are you so expensive. Then they have the fear of answer, it's something like fear of rejection, I would say. It's like, if I'm going to ask, then the vendor will say, there are tens of 20 agents out there. Why should I give you? Tell me why should I give you a sugar buy? So they're afraid of answering this
Okay.
question. Yeah, that's number one.
Okay.
Second, you have to take from the vendor point of view. Say, why should I give you exclusive? That comes to the next question. Why should I give you exclusive? If I give you exclusive, what happens if you are not good? Can I terminate you? Or you're not doing your job. You're always sleeping. You're always going on holiday. Always going to
Fair.
stay at my
Yeah.
house. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So there could be a doubt from the vendor. So because the vendor do not know you are, you say you're the SS2 king. This is the first time I talk to you. I've not met you before, but you told me that you've done a lot of deals, but it doesn't reflect on the market. I've seen a lot of agents banner here, but I don't even see one of your banner around.
Right.
So how am I going to think that you are the right agent for me to deal with? So what value are you going to add for me? Things like that. So these are some things that why is it hard to get exclusive? Because agent himself, they like I said, they don't have the self-belief, and the vendor doesn't trust you. Put this way,
Mm.
yeah. So you need to
Wow.
overcome these two things.
So
Yeah,
so you mentioned like the self-belief and the mindset
yeah,
of
yeah,
when someone asks you, why should I hire you? Why should I give you exclusive? You have to have the
yeah.
confidence and the
Correct.
knowledge of what to say, right? And how to answer and like, convince that
Yeah,
person that, yeah, you should hire
yeah.
me. I am a good bet, like if you hire me, your property is more
Correct.
likely to be sold.
And yeah, and Mariah, just on a lot of time is a lot of vendor that ask, how can I, why should I appoint you? And a lot of agents they give a very general answer is that, oh, I'm
Okay.
gonna focus on your property. I'm gonna work hard. I know a lot of people. I work for a big firm. We have a big database. We're gonna advertise on this. I'm gonna spend a lot of money on advertising this. But to the vendor, they don't see the benefit in that. So if
Okay.
that's your problem, it's not gonna help me. So what is going to help them? You need to think of how is it going to help them? Yeah.
Right, right. So what
Mm.
so it sounds like you need to have prepared in advance what to say,
Yeah.
how to answer this question. So maybe something to
Yeah.
role play or to, yeah, practice with
Exactly.
a friend.
Exactly. That's one of the
Yeah.
things that I think you should anticipate what your vendor gonna say. Are we finishing at 10 o'clock or
I think 10:15. Yeah, we'll have a little bit
yeah?
extra.
So
Maybe
so
10,
so
10,
since
10.
you are
Yeah.
since you're there, I just want to share again something I think I done it. So when you talk to a vendor, normally, oops, where am I? This is a vendor. Yeah, the vendor will also like you, maybe something you can take back, because
Yeah.
when you ask when you meet a vendor for a exclusive appointment, of course things that you need to prepare, like I said, because you brought us something, you need to prepare. besides asking why should I find you, vendors who normally ask these few questions, you know, what is the selling price, you know, the market price in a way. Do you have a buyer? They ask you, you know, you get my exclusive. Do you have a ready buyer? Things like that. What kind of credential experience do you have in the area? Can I trust you? Right? I'm going to give you exclusive. Can I trust you with that you're going to get a job done for me? What is your marketing plan? There's some people that ask that you only have 3 months. What are you going to do in these 3 months to market my property? What are the activities you're going to do? What is your negotiation technique? Because sometimes we negotiator, we overpromise something. Oh, we're going to get the best price for you. Okay, fine. How are you going to do that? How are you going to achieve that? They're going to ask you, right? Some vendors they like to ask you that. If they don't ask, then you're fine. So they'll ask you, yeah, you're going to get the best price, right? You're going to get a top dollar for my property. How are you going to achieve that? You know, they'll ask you this, right? What is the negotiation?
Okay.
And what is your fee? Of course, what is your fee? All right. And how long does it take? 3 months? Is that good enough? 6 months? Wow, you did 6 months to sell my house on so long on. You know, so you need to prepare. If you can answer all these questions, it shows to the seller that you're ready to handle this property, right? Yeah. So if you cannot even answer this question, it shows that you know. So if you can, I said, if you can role play or you can answer these questions, you're almost there. You know, to
Right.
what? Yeah.
How,
So yeah. Sorry.
I want to ask, how do you answer that question about negotiation tactic? That's an interesting question. How
Oh
will you
yeah,
answer?
yeah. So we will say negotiation tactics. Our job is to bring in people who desire and want your house. We are not looking for people who are interested in your house. So we have a lot of people who will be interested in the house, but none of them may buy it. So we are looking for people who are going to buy your property. So our job is to find more. How do I say it? uh, not say desperate, motivated buyers. So what we need is just two motivated buyers. Two
Ah,
motivated buyers, we create a competition among them. It's an auction, right? So we need to find two buyers who is interested in your property, and we make them compete among each other for your property.
very nice.
So yeah, so our job is to do that. So if the buyer has no choice to come to me because I'm the exclusive, they cannot talk to another agent. And we
Yeah,
will not even like, I'm not saying that we don't do co-agency. I said, I will not even co-agent with another agent during this time, because if we co-agent with another agent, they will also come and offer a different price or something like that. So we need to be very firm with all these things. So basically, and our negotiation tactics also depending on situation. All right, we may have a plan now, but we don't know what is going to happen. So we always have multiple plans, multiple contingencies. So this is where you show your competency. You tell that you share them stories. You know, Mr. Vendor, when I sold Mr. Lee's house, there are 3 buyers who came into the property and made offer. One of them bought, 2 of them did not buy because they couldn't make the offer. So would you want me to bring your property to these 2 potential buyers, because they made an offer, they missed out, they like the area, they know the
right.
area, they got their loan approved. So do you want me to introduce these 2 buyers to your property or not? So
Mm.
something like that, then they know already, you know, when they
Nice.
know that you have something in mind. I'm not here, I have something in mind because before I come to your house, I already have a strategy before even I take your exclusive. So then he knows that you have a plan in mind.
That's great. I really
You need to
appreciate that.
demonstrate that. Yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
since you're on a roll, how about the last question? How long does it take to sell my house? How will you answer this question when the vendor asks?
Okay. Sometimes I'll tell my vendor, I said, the amount of time for you to sell the house is not how long your property is on the market, it's how long the buyer is on the market. So if the
Oh,
buyer is already shopping in the market for a long time, right? So a lot of us forget, a lot of us we think that how long is a property in the market? I always say, no, it's the other way around. How much you're going to get your price, how much you're going to sell your property is how long has the buyer is on the market looking for property. That is our job, because you don't know them, we know them. We know our buyers, we know how long they've been in the market, what are they looking for, all these things. You as a vendor, you will not know, because you don't sell the property now. We sell property, we see thousands of buyers every year, right? We know where they are. So This is our job. That's what you pay us for, ma.
Interesting.
That's why it pays at 3%. So how long to sell your house? It depends on a lot of factor. And end of the day, I always say one, in today's market is the buyer market. How much you're going to get the property, it depends on how much your buyer is willing to pay. How long is the buyer in the market? So things like that lah. But sometimes we ask him back lah. Sometimes I give you a tip. If you don't know the answer, ask them back the question. Is there
Okay.
any particular reason you ask this question? Because you don't know how to answer. Is there is there a concern for you? Then you say, yeah, I need to migrate, or yeah, I need to, I need to, I don't know whatever they say. I need
Pay
to
some
migrate. I need to
loan.
move out. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes the tip is this: if you don't know how to answer a question with another question. So I said, is there a concern to you, Mr. Seller? For how long does it take to sell your house?
Hmm.
So then you further probe and you further find out what is his motivation.
Yeah, I
That's
was
how you
gonna
know.
say it's
Oh, yeah,
actually you should
correct,
probably ask it anyways, even if you have an answer. It's a good question.
correct. You want to know what motivates them to sell the house. But all these things you should know even
Right.
before all this. But anyway, so sometimes if you don't know how to answer, ask the question. Ask the question with another question. Then you find out more. Then you probably that's the reason why you ask. Things like that.
Nice, nice, nice. Appreciate. Thank you for this list. It's really good. Wow. Okay. So like in terms of we were talking about, how to get exclusive, right? Like is it difficult to get? So you mentioned about the mindset and being able to answer the questions. Is there any other skills you need to develop? Like what skills do they need to develop to be able to really secure those
Yeah.
listing?
Okay. Uh, Securing the listing is one thing lah.
Yeah.
Because when you talk about exclusive, there are only two components. One is how to secure exclusive. The other
Yeah.
one is how to manage your exclusive. So
Okay,
the
let's talk about
secure,
that too. Yeah, okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Of course, the first thing is to manage the what they call to get the exclusive listing. Yeah. We need to be very attentive to details because you must understand when you get exclusive, my tip is always stand on the vendor point of view. Don't stand on the negotiator because we always say, I want I want more better control. I want better, it's going to be a sure deal. I'm going to get more fee, all this. You need to stand on the vendor side when you want to get the exclusive. I give it two stories. How you want to share it, I don't know. But the message is this. I always tell the vendor one, I said, example, just give you a story. I like to share this story. Jack Ma always says the most difficult people to do business is your friends and relative or family. Because when you give them discount, they still ask for more, they try to not say cheat you, like they think that you're making money from them. So I said, if your neighbor or your friend, knows that you're going to sell your house and they come to you and say, hey, since you're a neighbor, since you're a friend, you want to sell a house, you sell to me lah. You don't sell so expensive lah. With friends ma, right? But
Right.
you want to sell at the highest price, but sometimes you feel obligated to tell your uncle. Then I tell the owner, I said, look, appoint me as an exclusive agent. Tell your neighbor, your friends that you already appoint Mr. Tan. I said that as
Okay.
exclusive. Talk to him, right? I leave everything to him. So now when your neighbor, your relative come to talk to me, I don't have emotion with them. I say,
Yeah.
I don't know who they are. I don't really care what they are. 1 million, that's it. If you don't like, you buy something else, right? So I protect your price for you. That's number one story. Number two
Nice.
story is this: sometimes if you have too many agents handling the property, I give you an example. This is a real story. The owner bought a project property, about 400,000 plus property, partly furnished. So when he appoints a few agents, 5 or 6 agents. So every time the appointment, the morning one agent, afternoon one agent, in late evening an agent. So the owner felt, wow, I have to travel there every time. I just came back from an apartment. Now I have to go again because the second agent appointment there. So you can save a lot of time in traveling, hassling. And the worst thing is this: what happened is there are 5 agents handling this property, and the owner say, what? Okay lah, I don't call me all the time. I change the padlock. I give you every month, I feel the key lah, so you all can open yourself. You don't have to call me, right?
Okay.
So what happened is something happened to the unit, right? Electricity bill went up, right? Then they realized
Oh,
that someone forgot to turn off the aircon. One
oh
of the agents
man.
forgot to turn off the aircon, and the electricity bill shot up to 300-400 ringgit. Now
Oh,
the
wait.
question is, who is going to be responsible for the electricity? Because every agent will deny. He said, no, I off it. No, I turn on the switch. No, I didn't turn on the aircon. No, whatever they say, it's not me, not me. You know, when I was here, the room is already cold. You know, the previous agent left it, turn it on. So now the problem is, who's going to bear this problem? So if you have an exclusive, it's very simple. That is the only agent responsibility. That is the only agent is going to bear. So you don't have all these problems. So these are some things that I'm trying to solve for you. You know, I'm trying to help
Yeah.
you to overcome all these problems. So now they see a value in it. They see a reason why they need to appoint. So that's
Wow.
how you
Good
should
stories.
tell them.
Good stories. Good
Yeah,
stories. So just now you were mentioning a great topic. You said how to manage exclusive.
yeah,
Yeah. Do you
yeah.
want to share a bit about that?
Okay, that comes to another set of skill. Managing exclusive listing, the first key you must have is communication skill.
Okay.
Because a lot of our deals breakdown is because of lack of communication. Number one is lack of communication. Number two is you don't know how to communicate. I'll give you an example. When you take exclusive listing, what I learned is that you, because the vendor is going to deal with you only, you don't talk to your, I know that I asked all of you, when was the last time you talked to the vendor? 1 week ago, 1 month ago? Because when you get exclusive, you need to update your vendor regularly lah. I mean, some vendor will don't say, oh yeah, you don't call me every day lah, very kacau.
Yeah.
Right? At least you need to update them whether verbally or in a written report.
Yeah.
Vendor reporting is very important because the vendor needs to know what's happening to the property. What are you doing about it? Is there any offer or not? Right? At end of the day, when the vendor pays you the 3%, he knows that you have done a lot of things. You know, you do reporting, all these things, you negotiate everything. So when he pay you 3%, you know it's worth it. So the communication skill you need to have, number one, how are you
Okay.
going to report them? How are you going to communicate with them? All these things. Number two is you must have the attention to detail. You need to focus in the 5 things that I mentioned. You need to know your local market area. You
Right.
need to know your digital. These are the skill you must have. Communication is one thing you must have when you manage them, because a lot of time is that the vendor wants to know what's happening to their property. If you talk to them once a month, they'll be thinking whether are you working on it or not? Where are you? Are you doing?
Yeah. They won't feel good, right?
You
They won't.
yeah, you don't want the vendor to call you. You should be the
Oh,
one calling
interesting.
them.
Interesting.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
So communication skills and attention to detail. Very nice.
Yes, you
Yeah.
need to pick up because you are managing the property. You need to pick up where are the opportunity, where are the threat is going to coming from, what is the weakness of property. Because you are managing a property, you need to know what is the unique selling point of the property, how you're going to sell the property, how you're going to get the best price, what are the obstacles, what is hindering you from getting the best price. Because you need to overcome all these things. Because if you are
Right.
not exclusive, you don't care. Because I always tell the owner one, if your property is not exclusive, the agent don't care about property one. He said, I never mind lah, I cannot sell, let other agents sell lah. So end up, none of the agents selling house, because that is why, Mr. Seller, why is your house not selling so fast? Because every agent think other agent will sell it. So
Yeah.
your property cannot sell. They say, never mind lah, I cannot sell, other agent will sell lah. I'll go and focus on other property lah, because this owner's property is difficult to sell. This owner property is high. So I told the
Interesting.
vendor, you know why your property takes so long? Because nobody is focusing on property, because your property is too expensive, lousy, because they rather sell
Ah,
something else that can sell easily. That's
that's a
why your
great
property is
line.
not selling.
That's a
Yeah,
great script also. That's
yeah.
a good one. I like that one.
So now they know you need to make them understand one. You don't just ask exclusive, give me lah, I work hard lah, I help you to do this lah. I know a lot of people one now, my company very big one now, big. It doesn't matter to them. They said, how are you going to market my property? That's what they want to know.
Right. All right. Okay, so we probably have another about 5 minutes or so. And
Sure.
everyone on the call, do you have any questions for Mr. Tan Kian An? He's here for a short while. You don't get this opportunity all the time to talk to him, ask questions. Yeah. And in the meantime, I know earlier, Kian An, you also had there was something you wanted to share, and then you said you will share later. Did you already share it? Or is it,
Uh,
I know you have a lot
I'm
of
not sure.
content.
Yeah, I was talking all over the place, but I just want to share this because
Yeah.
the other thing is, yeah, managing. I think this is one thing, managing, conducting inspection, right?
Okay.
You do a lot of events. So when you do a presentation to your buyers or this thing, because you're exclusive, right? A lot of times is that I'll give you a tip is that please, don't go there empty-handed. Leave something because the thing is this. another challenge is, what if you don't sell during your exclusive period? Okay, you're given 3 months, you don't sell the property. Now your question is, what's going to happen next? A lot of, of course, it's better that you can sell it before it's expired. So the thing is that when you do inspection, it's very important you get the buyers who came to the house. Right? Just because they don't buy it doesn't mean they are gone. So you need to maintain them. Sometimes I will tell my seller, I said, Mr. Seller, thank you for appointing me as your exclusive agent. Unfortunately, we didn't manage to sell the house. However, there are 20 people who came and viewed this property during the
Okay.
exclusive. Yeah, let me work with them. Yeah, let me work with them. They may change their
Right.
mind to buy all these things, right? So you call them up and say, hey, you came and see the house, what's stopping you from buying? Or it's too expensive, or it's too old, all these things. So work with them. So at least your owner knows, after the exclusive period, these 20 buyers still belongs to you. So even you close the deal after the exclusive period, you still can claim your fee. So that's how a lot of people feel. They say, oh, the buyer go and undercut me, they sell after after the exclusivity. It's because
Oh,
you don't communicate with them well, you don't update them, you don't tell them how many people come. So if you tell them that these are the 20 people who came to the property, let me continue to work with them. They might change their mind. They might strike a jackpot, whether now they got money to buy. Things like that, because they may not buy now, but they may buy it later. So all this information you keep, and even the buyers also, you must understand the buyers, they are out there looking at a lot of properties. They will not remember which property they go to. Even if they go to the property, they may not remember which agent. So it's
right,
good
right.
that you leave them with something to take back, a brochure, a flyer about that property. I think Redfield does well in this. I think you do a lot of event, you do a lot of open house, things like that. So these are
Right.
something I'll share. Then, of course, if you want to manage it well, I think you need to answer some bias. These are some FAQ that my buyers like to ask. You can take
Okay.
this down. So your buyers will always ask, do you have any other house? The buyer will ask, do you have any other buyer? That means they want to know, are they competing with anyone else? Because they know you're exclusive, right? You are the only one with an offer. They may want to know. They will also ask you what's the best or lowest price. They will also ask you, is there any other similar units?
Mm.
They will also ask you the property. How long has the owner been on the market? They want
Yeah.
to know why is
Yeah.
the owner selling a house and what's the market. So let's prepare on some
Be
of these
prepared. Be
questions.
prepared for all
Yeah,
this.
yeah. So
Yeah.
so these are some things
That's
that
good.
I gain, along and this is some common obstacles. This is how you ask me, what are the challenges of getting
Mm.
exclusive. Of
Yeah.
course, from the agent point of view, is the price. You're not comfortable with the price. The
Mm.
fees, you don't know how to negotiate the fee, or the vendor just don't trust you, or you don't understand the market situation. You're lacking of understanding of the process. The exclusive process is also there. You just lack of how to manage the exclusive process, because selling a property via being a normal ad hoc agency and being an exclusive agent, the process is very, very different. I would say very different. It's different. You don't treat them like any other buyers. You need to have a process on that.
Right. Right.
Of course, why you don't want your fear of rejection, you fear of commitment, you don't want to get tied down to the property. Sometimes you're reluctant to
Okay.
ask, and sometimes owners will also ask you. This is one of the biggest questions a lot of agents feel. The owner will ask you, hey, I'm going to appoint you for 3 months, Mariah. What happened if after 2 weeks I decided not to sell? Do I still need to pay you? This
Mm.
is one of the fear that the owner reluctant to sign an exclusive,
Okay.
because to the
Okay.
vendor, they think that I'm stuck with you even that I don't sell.
Okay.
So you need to tell them, that if you don't sell, we won't pay, something like that.
Okay, right.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
no. Okay, there's that. Thanks so much for sharing all that. There's a lot. I love all your content, your slides. There's a really nice comment. It says, is harder to get another exclusive period renewal after the initial appointment. So we need to manage the exclusive well. But just curious now, any tips on getting if your period is finished, do you try to get another round? What's your opinion on this?
Uh, Now, when your exclusive is over, like I
Yeah.
said, you need to demonstrate to your vendor what you have done during the first, let's say, 3 months, right? What you have done. Because a lot of us, we didn't update our owner, we didn't communicate with them, we didn't share with them, even like your simple advertisement that you put on Facebook or your
Mhm.
iProperty or
Like,
Edge or
right.
stuff. Share with them that, hey,
Share
we
with
have
them.
done this. Yeah, a lot of you didn't share with them that what you have done. right? Share with them, we have done this. This is what, these are the feedback from the buyer. Feedback from the buyer, because if you, they said the appointment is over. I said, Mr. Vendor, if you ever appoint another agent, you will have the same problem again because we have not addressed the problem that you have. So it doesn't matter you continue with me or you get another new agent, as long as you don't solve these problems or these things, you will have the same obstacle with the next agent again. And I always say this, if you don't solve this problem, you don't discuss with your owner, you know what's going to happen? Your vendor will only remember the agent that sell your house. And if you don't do it right, and they appoint next agent, and next agent sell it within 2 weeks, you know what's going to happen? The vendor is going to say, you are hopeless agent, lousy. I give you 3 months, you can sell. You know, the other guy, 2 weeks only, they sell already. So your reputation also at stake one, you know.
Interesting.
So you, yeah. So if you don't sell, your pathway to another agent to sell it. But if you want to continue, you need to tell them what you have done during the 3 months exclusive, and make them understand this. Not to say it's not your fault, right? Make them understand, hey, your asking price is too high. Your this and that, you know. Then he understand, okay, let's re-strategize and hope we can sell it this time. Yeah.
That's great. I appreciate that. Okay, what we're going to do now, we're going to just go for some announcements. And when I come back, Kian, I'm going to ask you just to share one final advice or encouragement with the group. Yeah. And so, and also everyone on the chat in Facebook Live or in Zoom, if you're on, you want to put any comments to Kian, you want to like any other little question, or maybe you won't have time to answer, but any comments or any encouragement or any thanks, please feel free to send him a message. It will be great. So let's look at our announcements. We just have 2 announcements today. Coming up. Okay, here we go. So tomorrow we have 6 personal perspectives. This is one of our KW main classes. Everyone should take this at some point. If you're a KW agent in one of our market centers, either in Reedfield or QG, you really need to take this to understand how you can work at your highest level. Like everything that Kian was saying today about mindset, limiting beliefs. Maybe you have a limiting belief that no one's going to want you as their exclusive agent. So come and think through this. Take some time to think through this and overcome your limiting beliefs or whatever. That's just one of the personal perspectives, but we have 6 of them. So in addition, if you're not part of Reedfield or QG Realty and you're in another agency and you're listening to this call and you would like to come for one of our trainings, we are making this available to you now. Actually, it's worth a lot more than 99 ringgit, but we're offering you at a very cheap price, 99 ringgit. It's a 4-hour course. You will get to take your time to open up your mind and really change your mindset about your business and help you to work at a higher level and be more productive, more profitable. So consider this. Come and sign up. Okay. Also, we have the following week, we have Train the Presenter. This is a class. It's a bit of like a train the trainer class, but it's also very good for all agents to improve your communication skills. So, you know, we're talking about doing listing presentation, convincing people, you know, to hire you. This requires good communication skills. So you can come for this. It's a 2-day class, 9 to 5 on Thursday, February 1st. And then the second day is the practical day where we will all have a turn to do some presentation. So yeah, come and sign up for this. If you're part of one of our agencies, it's free for you. But if you're from outside, you can come and join for 249 ringgit. It's a very, very good deal. It's a great class, great content. So please sign up for that. There should be a link coming up in the chat in a minute on this. All right, so let's come back to our lovely guest, Mr. Kian An. And yeah, any last final words of encouragement for everybody? Oh, I think you're muted, right? Are you going to share something?
Yeah, okay, now you can hear me. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, you have a few encouragements in the chat. Thank you.
Yeah. I know it's not something easy in Malaysia because the mindset of the vendor is also one thing. They always think that the more agent is better, right?
Right.
That's what they always think. The faster they sell. So I can't blame them because sometimes if they probably have bad experience, you know, sometimes it's also good to ask the vendor, have you have any other agents selling this property before? How long have the other agents selling? Do you have the exclusive? Maybe your vendor may have bad experience with other agents. So it's always good to ask good. It's good to ask good agents to ask good questions. You know, how long have you been selling property? Do you have any offer for that property? You know, do you have any other agents selling this market this property? You know, or something like that. Or so you ask Mr. Vendor, is this the first time you're selling a house? Right? You know, something like so. At least they feel that you care for them, because a lot of times our agent asks questions is just for themselves. Like say getting an
Right.
exclusive. I said the first thing is don't ask yourself why is it good for you to have exclusive. Ask why is it important for the vendor to appoint exclusive? Why the vendor wants to appoint you as an exclusive? That should be your question. So I always tell them this: don't ask why is it important for you to get exclusive. The vendor don't care. No, why is it important to you?
It's
Why
for
is it
them.
important to them? Yes.
Awesome.
Then you will get a good chance you will get an exclusive listing, because it
Lovely.
matters to
Lovely.
them. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So focus on them. That's great. Well, thank you so much for all your sharing. There's lots of clearly everyone appreciate all your tips, all of your scripts, all of your sharing, your personal experience, your stories. Thank you so much. And I want to thank everyone who came for the call on Zoom, on Facebook Live, and also in the office, wherever you are. Thank you for coming. And we will see you next week. All right. Take care.
Thank you. Thank you for
Bye.
having me.
Yeah, thanks.